All right, guys, welcome back to another video. Hope everyone is having a good start to the week. It's going to be a very fun week with lots of upcoming announcements, showcases, TGS, state of play that's coming this week, which we will talk about in this video. There's going to be lots of interesting things to go over, but we're going to start off today's video talking about Halo, how much money it's made, how big of a franchise it is, plus many other things to go over. But before we continue, make sure to hit the subscribe, share the video, check out my Spotify link is in the description. If you like the video, hit the like button. If you dislike it, hit the dislike button. So we'll start off here. Halo, as we know, is the biggest franchise that Xbox has. Well, maybe that's been overtaken now with the ABK acquisition with Call of Duty, but it was the biggest franchise for a very, very long time. The most popular, really put Xbox on the map with the launch of the OG Xbox, and it made the evolution of first-person shooters with Combat Evolved, in my opinion, where it really made it more semi-open world. You had it on the console. It wasn't on PC right away. So lots of stuff that Halo Combat Evolved did that I think was a huge moment in gaming when it did release back in 2001. And now we have some information here, and this is according to Lillian Lehman, the senior business manager at Microsoft and a former Halo business manager, just about how much the game makes, and as well as how much money the game makes aside from the actual video game, like the merchandise and stuff. And they say here that Halo is a $10 billion franchise for Microsoft. This includes games and various other forms of income of the legendary Xbox series. And according to the License Global interview, over 1.8 billion has been spent on Halo merchandise, they say, over the years, which is a massive amount coming from sources other than the actual game releases. So if you're sitting back and you look at Halo and you see something like Halo Infinite, which, to be completely fair, had a launch that started strong and then the game just fell off in terms of keeping consistent player numbers. The game itself, I think, is phenomenal. And we did also recently hear Jez say that Halo Infinite is profitable. Even if you're looking at the player numbers and you don't think that they are where they should be, the game itself is profitable. So that is what 343 at the end of the day was hoping. They probably were hoping to make more money than they have made, but it has definitely bounced back. But Halo is a massive franchise. So if you're looking and you see a game, it doesn't do as well as people expect, and you're thinking, well, how do they continue? What is the next step? Well, they are bringing in money for the Halo franchise in many different ways. So they're always going to be able to continue to have that bounce back unless they have like a $400 million loss where they make no money whatsoever, as we've been hearing here with Concord recently. And now there's a debate on Concord whether those numbers are true or not, but Halo is still very strong, still going strong, and will continue to go strong. And the question here is, with the 25th anniversary coming up, what will they be doing here for Halo? Is it going to be an announcement of a new game, maybe a sub game, something that is a spin-off, and then they're going to also add stuff into Halo Infinite? There are so many things they can do. I think it would be super cool if we got a smaller Halo, just a spin-off similar to what they did with like Halo ODST or Halo Reach, something away from the mainline series, and kind of give us more of a single player experience that is missing from Halo Infinite. The campaign was good. They didn't do any DLC after that, which I was really hoping that they would. And I think that's something that's disappointed a lot of people who are big fans of the campaign. But Halo and Xbox, they are doing absolutely fine and will continue to do fine going forward. Now, we know Xbox, they love their controllers. They release so many different controllers. It's almost nonstop. And it looks like a new special edition controller is launching in October. This comes from the data miner Bill Kuhn. Has a very long track record of getting things correct. And they have another thing we will talk about later that I believe they probably will be getting correct. But it says here that writing on Dead Labs, they claim the controller will have a transparent design, although they weren't able to identify the color at this stage. And it is the Ghost Cypher Special Edition controller. Ghost Cypher, you're probably white or gray, I would assume. And they say it's reportedly set to be released on October 8th, 2024, priced at $70. And maybe they're setting this thing up with the launch of the new Xboxes this fall, which is October 15th, where you're getting the diskless 1 terabyte console that is a white Xbox Series X. So I could see them releasing a transparent white Xbox controller with that. And then there's also obviously the 2 terabyte Galaxy Black Xbox Series X with a disc tray for those who are looking to pick those consoles up. So there's going to be some new hardware, nothing that exciting, of course, because especially when you look at the price of like the 2 terabyte Xbox Series X, it's not that appealing to go pick up a brand new Xbox right now, 4 years into this generation, where it is the exact same as previously, just with some more storage. You could just go pick up like the card or something to insert into it. But if you don't have an Xbox here, probably you're looking at one of these to pick up at the end of this year to get into the ecosystem. Now, when it comes to the strategy of Xbox, there's always the talk about the strategy, right? A lot of people think it's really smart. Like from a business side of things, I think it's really smart. From the consumer side of things, I can see why people get pissed off at Xbox because they make a lot of dumb mistakes, and they do make their customers at times feel like, or at least their console customers feel like that they aren't the priority. And you have the whole console wars because they put games on PlayStation that people get really pissed off about. And then you have the strategy of ABK and the games that they are getting with that. Then you have the strategy of purchasing Bethesda and having games as a service and multiplayer as a big part of Xbox. I think is a very, very smart move. And we are seeing it pay off in many different ways. We will continue to see it pay off with games like World of Warcraft and Call of Duty and all of their other multiplayer games that they will have. But the Elder Scrolls Online kind of flies under the radar as a very successful MMO. And we have some information here from Timur222 on X saying that the Elder Scrolls Online has been making $15 million in monthly revenue over the last 10 years. This comes via a LinkedIn post from a user experience lead at ZeniMax Online Studios. They were there from August 2013 until December 2016, so, or at least in that position. So it could be even more monthly now as the game continues to grow. It says that interaction and design and information architecture for itemization of digital assets, working alongside content in the business team to drive 15 million in monthly revenue for over 10 years. And this is a prime example, in my opinion, as to why it is so important to have these games continuously going through your first party stream, to be able to bring in that monthly revenue so you can reinvest it to go out and make different AAA games, make a big single player experience. And it's why you're seeing PlayStation struggling right now and really trying to get something like this where they're going to be able to bring in huge amounts of monthly revenue to reinvest, to go back and make their God of Wars and their Spider-Mans and all of those games that people do love from PlayStation. So that's why I think Xbox is ahead. And I think that going forward into the future, they have set themselves up to be in a far better position business-wise than where PlayStation is. But all of that could change. I mean, PlayStation is still looking for their big games as a service game, their big multiplayer game. Obviously, Concord wasn't it. It set them back greatly, but they need to find something like this, like with the Elder Scrolls Online. They have Destiny now, which was a purchase that I think hasn't paid off yet. I mean, we've seen all of the debacle that has come out of it, but having the Destiny IP and be able to have a game that would bring in money like this would be a good step for them. So we'll see what happens going forward. But stuff like this, you think about Call of Duty, you think about World of Warcraft, it's going to be insane the amount of money that Xbox brings in from these continuous games, these games as a service style of games. All right, let's talk PlayStation now, because we have some interesting news here, a bunch of stuff that sort of two things here that will be exciting for PlayStation fans out there. First of all, this week we are getting a state of play. I mean, today we are getting a state of play, and maybe if you watch this video later in the day, it will be already have happened, and we will definitely talk about what goes on there. But the event will take place at 11 p.m. BST, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So lots of stuff here that they're going to be showing off. Over 20 titles, they say, during the 30-plus minute show. And we don't know exactly what that is going to be, but I'm sure there will be that mix of the first party and the third party stuff. But what we have heard multiple rumors about has been the Horizon Zero Dawn remaster and the Days Gone remaster, which I'm expecting to be at this show as their major first party showcase for what to expect going forward, which is kind of disappointing because if you think about PlayStation over the last few years, Spider-Man 2, Astrobot, that's pretty much been it from like a new entry or a new game in a series that we've gotten from PlayStation. People are waiting for something new. They don't want any more remasters. A lot of people look at that PlayStation when they come up with another remaster announcement and just scratch their head and ask, why are they remastering these games? And the reason I think they're remastering all of this stuff is because they know it's easy cash and low investment and a high return on investment that they need, especially again, after what has been going on with Concord and the failure with that. So looks like we'll be getting those. I wonder if there will be a big jump in how these games look, because Horizon Zero Dawn and Days Gone both are phenomenal looking games on the PlayStation 4. So I wonder what that boost will give, and what will the PS5 Pro give specifically to these games, because I'm guessing they're going to be showing these off as like, this is what it looks like on the PS5, and this is what you'll get if you pick up the PlayStation 5 Pro. Now, last week we did get an announcement for the 30th anniversary stuff for PlayStation. And I think they did a phenomenal job here with the designs. You can see the hype around it. People are picking it up. People who said, I'm not picking up a PS5 Pro, are now looking at this and thinking, do I want to drop the money, a ton of money, and get one of these just because of that PlayStation design? I'll be honest, even for myself, as somebody who was an OG PS1 guy, I love these designs, and it really does bring me back. And it's really scratching that itch. Do I want to pull the trigger on something here? I'm not sure if I will, but we don't know the prices yet, really, of anything, because PlayStation hasn't announced it yet. I'm expecting this to be very expensive, but we do have, according to, again, Bill Bilkun is a very reliable leaker here, some prices that they found. And it says here that PlayStation 5 Digital Edition will cost $500, which is $50 more than the typical digital edition of the PlayStation 5. And this is a bundle, and I believe with the PS5 Digital Edition Slim bundle, you get the stand and everything in there. So there is that, which, as you know, even with the PS5 Pro, you have to go out and buy a stand separately, which is kind of absurd. And then they say here, which is, if there's something I'm going to pick up, it's either I'm going to go all out and get the PS5 Pro bundle, or it's going to be this, or it'll be nothing. Probably end up being nothing. But Bilbo Kun says that the DualSense controller will sell separately for $80. They say, which is the same price as the limited edition Astrobot DualSense controller. So they're keeping that price the same. And again, when it comes to the 30th anniversary edition of the PS5 Pro, it is strictly limited to 12,300 units. And what I didn't fully know until I looked into it a bit further is that it comes with a bunch of stuff. It comes with a DualSense Edge, it comes with a stand, of course, and many other things, the extras thrown into the bundle. It isn't just the console itself, which would mean this thing is going to be just immensely expensive. Like, it's going to be insane how much this will cost in the United States, and then translating that into other currencies, where you're already seeing just the base PS5 Pro go for $960 in Canada. I can't even imagine the price that they are going to put this at in Canadian dollars for all my Canadian friends out there. So if you're looking forward to this, you got to get ready, because the pre-orders are coming up this week, I believe September 26th, and it's going to be very, very limited, and you'll see the prices when they officially announce it, probably today at the PlayStation showcase here, the direct that they have, that they're going to be doing. Now, when it comes to Tokyo Game Show, I'm really excited for the Xbox showcase on the 26th. I think we're going to get some really cool announcements. But PlayStation apparently is going to be showing off some stuff here. And this is the booth that they will have. They're going to be showing off 10 games and the PlayStation 5 Pro. So it says, in total, Sony is bringing 10 games to its booth that are either in development or have recently released, and games like the newly launched Astrobot, along with the upcoming games like Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake. So you're going to have Astrobot, Dragon Ball Sparking Zero, Dragon Quest 3 HD 2D Remake, Dynasty Warriors Origin, Infinity Nikki, Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater, Metaphor ReFantazio, which is looking fantastic, Monster Hunter Wilds, Neva, and Sonic Shadow Generation. So that's the PlayStation 5 booth. And then, of course, they will be having the PS5 Pro since the first time that they did reveal it. And they say you'll be able to try out both Final Fantasy VII Rebirth and Gran Turismo 7 on the PlayStation 5 Pro. So if you're interested in seeing those games in action, stay tuned to Tokyo Game Show and the PlayStation booth. Okay, let's jump over here. Let's talk Nintendo quickly, because there's an interesting thing that has happened. Nobody knows what this is, but there is a mystery Nintendo device that Nintendo has filed a new 24 gigahertz wireless device with the FCC, and it is not the Switch 2. Lots of questions as to what this could be, but specifically, it says that the CL0001 model number doesn't reveal what it actually is, but it appears to be an entirely new product line given the 001 codes used on devices like the original Switch and the DS, and it's tagged only as a wireless device, not a wireless game console or any kind of controller like a Joy-Con. And a basic diagram within the document shows an outline of where the FCC label will be displayed in a depression area on the bottom. You can see it here. It looks like it's just a box of some sort of wireless receiver or sensor or whatever it is that they have filed this for. So there could be something new coming out from Nintendo that isn't the Nintendo Switch 2, some sort of new product. Sounds like it could potentially be something like motion or maybe wireless connection to the dock to your TV. Who knows what it is, but there is something new here in the works at Nintendo. And I'm hoping we get a look at this soon. Hoping we get an announcement from them soon for the Nintendo Switch 2, and maybe they will reveal whatever this mystery Nintendo device is. All right, let's talk Rocksteady, because Rocksteady to me is a very, very interesting developer here right now in the situation that they are currently in after the major failure of Suicide Squad. People want a new Batman game, and they don't want another VR Batman game. They want another Arkham game, third-person action adventure game, and it looks like this could be in development, which to me is a no-brainer move. If you're Rocksteady, the next game you make, don't go off the beaten path here and try to do something that people don't want. Just make a new Batman game, and you will be able to recoup some of those losses that happened with Suicide Squad, as I think it will sell like hotcakes. And we have this here. This is according to the leaker, and they say rumor monger Special Nick. He understands that Rocksteady is in fact working on a new Batman game, and on top of that, he thinks Sony is trying to make a play for exclusivity in some way. And if this is happening, if this is true, Xbox needs to step up and make sure that it does not happen, because this will be a massive loss for them if this is exclusive to PlayStation. It says, not sure which studio people's dream is, but I heard Rocksteady are back making it. And this was a response to a tweet for fans, dream developer on the next Batman game. He says, I also think Sony are trying to money hat it, which would not be surprised if this would be something that PlayStation is going to continue to do. They have to do it because they don't have that first party production right now. They have to try to money hat as much as they can to get people excited for their console, especially with the PlayStation 5 Pro on its way. But if you're Xbox, you got to step up there and make sure that does not happen, and keep this game releasing day one on the Xbox platform. But happy to see Rocksteady is back here making a Batman game if this rumor is true. It's just a no-brainer. They got to get back to it, and they got to give the game that people do want, that people have been looking for a while. All right, and finally, we do have this. If you're interested in Sonic, there's also another showcase here today. And that is, and again, you may have already seen this showcase by the time you watch this video, but it's at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Sonic Central. And they will be talking about sneak peeks of some of our upcoming projects, partnerships, and events happening through 2025. I have to say, I've just jumped back into Sonic Frontiers, and I'm kind of sad that it took me so long to get back into it, but that game is super fun. I really hope they continue in that direction and make another Sonic Frontiers. I'm always interested. I play almost all of the Sonic games that do come out, enjoy them. So I will definitely be tuning in and seeing what they have to announce here at Sonic Central 2024. But I'll end the video there, guys. If you did enjoy this video, hit that thumbs up. If you are new here, hit that subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.